Hello and welcome to round 2 front 9 coverage of the 5th Chainstar Massacre. My name is Kendrew.
My name is Devin.
And we've got some super awesome disc golf in store for you today. Once again, this coverage is brought to you by myself, Airbound Creative. We wanted to thank you for all the support for the first round. That was absolutely fantastic. All the feedback we got was awesome. And so once again, if you guys could just share this with your disc golf friends, whoever you think would enjoy it, that would be absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely. Thank you. We appreciated all the criticism that we received from the first round footage, and we will try to implement it as much as possible in the second round. Thank you.
Before we get started here on the second round, I do have a little bit of an update on the second round. Is I had a scheduling conflict. And so, unfortunately, this is going to be single camera coverage, no catch cam, as all of my catch cam operators were unable to make it. And so, due to that and the weather, that it did start raining in round 2. There are a few shots that are missed, but it's not too bad. It should still be some pretty awesome coverage for you guys. So let's get right into the competitors. So we've got, back from round 1, Klein. We've got Ian Hamilton, the 3 new faces other than Kyle. We've got Ian Hamilton, Nick Robertson, and Bartosz Kowalewski. All right, super excited for the second round. Let's get right into it.
We have hole 1, a par 4 at 426 feet. It is open. There are obstacles. You see the trees here with a low ceiling. It takes a pretty good arm, standard backhand, don't really want to turn it over, and you kind of want to be in this clearing to have a really prime upshot at an eagle.
Alright, just like round 1, I'm sure we've got some more attempts at rollers here on round 2. See what Kyle's got for us. See if he can make the adjustment from round 1 where he ended up left on that hill. Inside line, barely misses that tree. Hits that root though. It's got to hit something before it rolls all the way OB. It's got to hit something, and it does. It hits a guardian tree. Thank goodness. That was almost a very rough start to the round for Kyle. Let's see what Ian can do. See if he can make the adjustment. Going air shot, a little bit low. Right into those trees. He should have a decent upshot for the birdie. Nick also opting for the air shot, but gets a rough kick.
Yeah, it looks like that was a hard skip to the left, but as long as he's not behind that tree, he should still have a pretty wide open upshot to the pin.
We got Bart trying to make the correction off of that tree.
We got Kyle electing to go forehand.
Pretty routine upshot. He had an open line. Ian, similar shot, just from a different location.
Right there between those 3 wise men. Those trees stop so many drives on this hole that it's not even funny. I'm pretty sure if we could remove them, a lot of people would.
Bart, routine upshot. Kind of getting a rough business from those trees. He'll have a little bit of a tester for the birdie.
Nick going with the forehand. Routine upshot, it looks like, for him, and he has an easy putt.
Bart with a little bit of a tester here. Nah, too easy.
Too easy. He walks away with the birdie, folks. He's happy about that.
Good feeling putt for him. Kyle tapping in his birdie. Recovering from his slightly errant roller there. His roller from even round 1 was a little bit of a better situation. He was able to have a wide open jump putt for his birdie. On to hole 2. Hole 2 is a short one, but it's dangerous. You got 234 feet. The gap that you see the drone flying is not where most of these guys are going to be throwing. We're going to be throwing to the right of this big tree, right on the right of the screen right now, and just move it from right to left. Little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump to the basket. Not too far though, because there is a very dangerous hill behind that basket, and the sidewalk you see is OB, on or over the sidewalk. So you gotta get it around that tree, nestle under the basket without going too far. See how Kyle can handle that.
Kyle going with a standard backhand hyzer. Getting a pretty hot skip, and he should be on the hill, folks, but we don't know. It might possibly be OB.
Ian, unfortunately, connecting with that big tree. It is an imposing gap from the tee pad, looking at that big tree and the hill to the right of the tee pad. Nick going a little bit high, skipping and rolling out of bounds, unfortunately.
And that's actually a common miss, folks. As you see right here in this tee pad, there's a little hill to the right that kind of gets in the way when you're throwing your hyzer shot to the pin. So sometimes the miss is to pull upwards.
Not by Bart, though. Bart drawing it up. Fantastic shot. Ian leaving himself a little bit to be desired on that up shot. He's going to have a little bit of a nervy putt. Going straight OB with any airball misses. Likely. But not even going to give him a chance. In for the birdie. Not even thinking about that OB.
No, he put that
in
center
for the par.
of the bucket.
In for the par.
Yeah.
Everyone else got some easy tap-ins here after their approaches.
Kyle actually stayed up, so that is a birdie.
Yep, fantastic result. It takes a lot of touch to throw something
And
to get
keep
to
it on
land.
that hill.
Yeah, that hill is so fast.
All right, we have hole 3, par 3 at 306 feet.
Speaking of fast greens,
Yes, this one, folks, is probably one of the faster on here. As you get closer to the basket, you'll see there's almost no grass left. So you want to be careful about where you put your disc at, because the skip is going to be hot. There's a hill to the left side of the pin, and the road is OB, so control is very important on this hole.
the play really is to land it about 30 feet short of the basket and have it just slide right up into that clearing area by the basket. Kyle getting a good line. See if he has the right angle and speed. Of course he does. He'll be in a good position for his birdie. See if Bart can match that.
And
Absolutely
it looks like he
fantastic.
does.
Just a little bit short maybe, but he'll be in a great position. But like we said, any putt that's facing that OB feels like a death putt no matter how far you are out.
It is, but once you get up onto that plateau, you kind of get a safer feeling because you're level with the basket. So as long as you don't get too aggressive, you know you'll be all right.
Ian unfortunately hitting a tree and then Nick turning it over. I think like we said in round 1, it does open up quite a bit if you go long right. There's an open spot. As Nick is aggressively going towards that basket. Not even thinking about that out of bounds directly behind it.
Yeah, that was a bit high. It was good that the putter made contact with the top of the basket.
Bart barely missing out on the birdie. I hate when putts are like that. So close.
Just dancing around in those chains.
Doesn't happen to Kyle though. He barely slides that over the cage, but it's in the basket. Doesn't make a difference on the scorecard. Ian tapping in his par.
Nick coming in for the tap in. He's also getting a par.
Man, that was a gutsy run he had.
It was. That was really close to being a birdie.
He wanted it.
Well, after hole 2,
Yep.
pretty sure he wants a lot of birdies.
Oh yeah. On to hole 4. Tricky uphill hole. We got 343 feet. The play is really to get something drifting left to right and then finishing around these last 2 trees here. Getting a little bit of a skip up to the basket. But really, the name of the game here is just move it up the fairway and don't hit a tree. If you do that, you should be in pretty good shape.
One of the hidden dangers on this hole is the wind. At any time, it can be coming off from this field to your right here that you see in the camera shot. That's usually pretty nasty. If you give the top of the disc over to that wind at all, you will just not get any distance. And then at times it'll also be a headwind off of the backside there, which really makes it hard to get that accuracy under control.
Kyle hitting one of the last guardian trees of the birdie. Bart trying to make that adjustment. Yep.
And it looks like he does. That was pretty clean.
We'll have to get up there and see how far from the pin he ended up. Ian trying to replicate those lines. And he does.
And that's about what you're looking for, folks. It just slides up in there.
Barely avoiding that last guardian tree. Nick going low and hitting that hill. That's tough because, you know, we spend so much time working on our angle control, throwing flat. But on these uphill holes, it's tough to remember that you need to actually throw it high.
That, and you have to remember the wind. The wind is very tricky on this hole, so it really does play a big part in how your shot forms.
Yep. You get that nose angle wrong in that headwind, and it's just, you have no control over your disc. Bart barely missing that putt.
We got Ian going for a birdie. And he is able to cash it in. He's happy about that one.
Solid feeling putt.
That was a solid feeling drive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was fantastic.
We got Nick putting his par bid in.
Kyle with his unfortunate par here.
Yeah, he's not happy about that one, especially after getting birdies on the last two holes. He's not mad because he didn't lose a stroke, but he is not happy about that.
I mean, you can look at the scores and you can see he's starting to get quite a bit of separation from the field. So
we got Bart with his comeback par. He was able to make that a success. We have hole 5, par 4. At 552 feet. This is one of the trickier holes. There's a lot that can get in the way. As you can see, you can't really throw it too high. There's a ceiling in some areas. And there's also a lot of wind that comes off the pin, so you really have to get your angle control down. Anything belly up and you'll just turn it over into the pine trees on the right side of the fairway.
This is such a tricky hole to choose a disc for because depending on even how you're feeling that day and the wind and the trees and everything, you might choose a different disc every single time you play this hole. Ian catching some of the last trees that keep you from having a fantastic drive. See if Kyle can avoid those.
Yeah, once you clear those pines, it's pretty open down there, and it is fast, so you'll come down and get a nice skip for about 50, 60 feet.
Kyle hitting some branches, but still having a decent result. He should have a pretty open something to manufacture towards the basket.
As long as your throw isn't obstructed for your upshot, you should be able to get to the pin from here. But if you find your situation where you're behind a tree or you have to straddle out to try to get a good line, it is going to be hard to get a birdie.
Nick almost getting past those trees and then hopefully getting a big skip, but unfortunately he clips him. Trying to force something over for his upshot.
And that will leave him with a bit of a tester.
Doesn't look happy about it.
For his birdie bid.
Ian just not hitting his angle, I don't think.
Well, he had to straddle out from the tree, and he elected to do the backside straddle. I don't really ever feel comfortable trying to snap a disc with that. It just seems like I have the same result that he had every time. And we got Bart throwing one down the center.
Moving a little left, getting a rough skip, man. See what Kyle can get here. Looks like just a stock backhand. Yeah, he drew that up nicely.
Yeah, that was a great upshot.
Under control the whole time. Nick from deep didn't really give it much of a chance. It's so hard. I'm sure the wind was just beating down on their discs, doing what it wants with them. Like I said earlier, I think the weather and the scoring conditions were not nearly as nice for the second round. As you see, it'll start raining, and that gives fantastic
and we
putt
got
by
Bart cashing in the birdie. That was a great putt as you were talking.
The rain, it wreaked havoc on the game and also my camera, and so we'll see some little bit of difficulties.
Ian
not
getting
having
it to stick. That was a good putt. That was nice for that to stay in there.
No difficulties from Ian. Kyle lining up his birdie putt here. Not an ounce of doubt. He was in his comfortable range, feeling good. Fantastic recovery actually from hole 4.
Yeah, actually, 3 of the gentlemen had a really great recovery shot from their drives and were able to still cash in their birdies. As you see, Nick was the only one that left with a par.
Here we go to hole 6, 273 feet. One of the simplest lines you can hope for in a disc golf hole. We all love it. The stock hyzer right into this basket. You gotta kind of match the angle of that hill, and it'll ride and funnel straight down to the basket. Although it is easy to mess up your distance control because that hill does bump up between the tee pad and the basket. So you gotta get just the right height to make sure you don't go OB or hit the hill and skitter out early.
Also, the green behind the pin does play really fast. So if you throw it kind of long, you have a really good chance of going OB.
Ian doesn't. Fantastic drive from him. Kyle looking to match it. Good height, good angle. Oh yeah. That cut roll, fantastic. Fantastic result for Kyle.
And we got Bart trying to dial up the same line.
Yep.
Ooh, and it looks like he even hit the pin a little bit.
These guys are just destroying this hole right now.
I mean, like you said, it is one of the simplest lines in disc golf.
Yep, but the trick, it is tricky. It gets in your head because it is so easy, or it's right out in front of you, and Nick just getting a little bit too much height on it. And
he is
going off the cage, nasty roll.
He's on point with those putts, and I mean, it's good for him to be aggressive like that, but he is not getting good results.
Maybe just take a little bit more time. That was not the result you're looking for on a 273 feet hole, but you really feel for him. You hate to see that happen.
Especially when everybody else is just peppered by the basket.
That's like a 3-stroke swing right there. And after his bogey on hole 2, he's not having a lot of fun, I don't think.
Nope, he's taking himself out of it.
We've all been there.
We have hole 7, a par 3 at 381 feet. This is another good hole for a backhand hyzer. If you can get it to float right a little bit and then come back in left, that'll be amazing. This path or road that you see to the right here is OB, so you got to be careful about not turning it over too much and getting it stuck on the right side of that.
You can also hit one of those guardian trees and it will bounce you off to the right if you're not careful. Kyle almost bounced out on round 1. Ian swinging it out. Looks like it might be coming a little too fast. Almost getting the ace though, but it does skip a little bit to the left of the basket.
He should have a wide open, relatively easy putt for birdie.
Kyle trying to make the adjustment from hitting that guardian tree during round 1. He does. Hits the gap perfect. Nothing to say about that. That was just picture perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that besides going in the basket.
Bart going for more of a straight line, not quite getting the turn out of it, and the hyzer just driving that to the left.
That's the common miss a lot. This road OB to the right here, it gets in people's heads a lot, so most of the time they'll just take a big hyzer to the left. It's wide open over there.
Nick almost getting the skip ace. That would have been absolutely fantastic, especially after the rough hole he just finished. Man, that would have been insane. Bart from deep. Oh, he hits cage.
Able to give it a nice bid.
Fantastic bid.
Yes.
Nick. Also
Nick
hitting the
is
basket.
just not taking his time, is he? It looks like he's kind of just going up and shooting.
Ian closer than we expected. Easy birdie putt. And as you can see, lots of cars behind all the competitors. So there was a Halloween event, because this was recorded on Halloween. Some sort of a community event where there was a whole bunch of people along the roads in the park. And so you'll see that in the next couple holes. But they were gone by the time we make it back from the water holes.
And Bart able to clean up with a par after his aggressive birdie bid from deep. We got Klein also
tapping in the easy birdie.
Yup.
So like I said, there was that Halloween event. You don't see them right now during the drone flight, but the normal line here is all the way to the right here where the drone is flying. Big hyzer around all of the trees. Hopefully land and skip up to the basket. But there were people right by these signs right here, and the competitors definitely kept that. Definitely were thinking about that while they were throwing their shots. All right, let's see what Ian can do here. See if he can avoid these spectators.
Oh, and he looks like he's just able to sneak it through the trees there. That's one of the harder shot people. You usually don't see too many disc golfers trying that shot. They elect for the big hyzer around the trees like Kyle Klein does.
Yeah, that low line is tough.
Yeah, this is a much easier shot and will actually,
Fantastic result.
yeah, get you closer to the pin if you have the power.
Bart trying to match Kyle's line. We'll have to go see where that ended up.
It looks like he was able to get it around the trees.
Nick's he's probably got some steam behind these drives now. Definitely playing with some passion here. We got Ian from deep. Let's see what he can get with this putt here.
Oh,
putt.
That is a great birdie, man. Oh, nice putt, Ian. Holy cow.
Birdie on this hole is fantastic either way, but with a putt like that, it's absolutely incredible. Bart just sailing right over the basket. He's actually going to have a little bit of a tester coming back for that par.
Yeah, that was a bit uncharacteristic from Bart. Usually he's hitting the chains or hitting the top of the basket.
Or getting in the basket.
Right.
Oh no.
And not able to convert the par putt. That is a bit of a stinger for Bart after the round he's been having.
Yep.
But able to clean up the bogey, so he's not walking away too hurt.
Do have to remember that there are those Halloween people. They were singing, they were cheering. It was very distracting, so something to be said about that.
Kyle able to walk away with the birdie, though. He said all that Halloween stuff I enjoy.
He's going to Halloween dressed up as a really good disc golfer.
Alright, we have hole 9, the last hole in the front half. It is a par 3 at 360 feet. Pretty wide open, not too many dangers here besides this small creek / pond that is a couple feet in front of the basket. One thing's here that is a hidden danger is there's a lot of wind that comes off this dam, behind the basket that you see here. So most of the times, if you belly up with your shot, you'll turn it over. But if you can keep it under control, you should have a pretty standard shot.
Unfortunately, Ian catching some of that wind, I think, and almost catching his competitors there. Looking for some competitive advantage, taking out the competition. No, I'm just kidding. Ian wouldn't do that.
Hyzer from Kyle. Nice and straight.
Moving a little far left, but he catches that last tree and it bounces right back to the basket while staying out of the water.
Man, that was a fortunate direction. That really could have kicked anywhere. And Nick just not happy with his drive. You can see him turning away immediately.
Yep. You know it's not a good sign when you don't watch the disc land.
Let's see if Bart can make an adjustment.
Yeah. He didn't land in that bad of a position.
Ooh,
Bart looks good.
It does. And he puts it right in the bush. He should have a relatively easy putt for birdie.
Nick ended up in those bushes with his upshot jump putt. Ian trying to stay dry. Oh, he doesn't. Ending up back in the water.
And that folks, that one hurts. You really don't want to go OB on your second shot.
Nick missing his second putt.
And kind of just sitting on the hill there.
He's contemplating a lot of things right now as Bart knocks down his birdie putt.
Showing him how it's done.
You definitely feel for Nick. We all have rounds that we struggle sometimes.
Oh, it seems like I have that round every time.
All right, that is going to wrap it up as Ian taps in his bogey, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah,
he's fish out his disc. That's gonna do it for this front nine. Thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it so much. Coverage brought to you by Airbound Creative and Kendra Muller. This guy does a fantastic job. He does the best that he can. If you can, just go show him some love.
And tune in for the back nine, the exciting conclusion to the 5th Chainstar Massacre.
We will see you there.
Peace out.